We spent 2 weeks in Iceland, and some of us might want to live here. But we have learned that Iceland is getting eroded. So, will Iceland someday disappear?
First things first, how was Iceland created? A mantle plume is a column of hot magma that is considered static. It's thought to come from the core, and when it reaches the surface, it's called a hotspot.
130 million years ago, a hotspot was created under Greenland. Because of the movement of tectonic plates, Greenland continental plate moved away from the hotspot. At this moment, it arrived beneath an oceanic plate, which is thinner than a continental plate. For that reason, it was able to create a rift.
You see this line? Its name is Asia. Well, it was a rift responsible for expanding the Atlantic Ocean. But our hotspot created a strong rift next to Greenland. The two rifts were pushing in opposite directions, and because the hotspot was stronger, it killed Asia. This phenomenon is called a rift culture.
20 to 24 million years ago, because of the superposition of the hotspot and the ridge, volcanic activity was strong enough to create a land emerging out of the ocean. The ridge continues its movement to the northwest and drifts away from the hotspot. Later, the rift jumps in order to stick to the mantle plume, which also started to create another rift. From above, the rifts form an inverted, strange-looking Y shape over Iceland. So, what will happen to Iceland? Well, we know that the plates continue their movement relative to the hotspot.
Also, the oldest parts of Iceland, which are at northwest and east, are slowly disappearing because of erosion.
Our first hypothesis is that the rift will keep on following the hotspot and deforms the ridge progressively. So Iceland will follow this movement and renews itself on the volcanic part, which is at the east. Also, it will become eroded at the west part because it's not really cemented. So the question is now, what will the oceanic ridge become for the south and north?
Our second hypothesis is that the rift will move away from the hotspot and the ridge will retain its normal shape. In this case, most likely, each volcanic zone, rift or hotspot, won't have enough power by themselves to prevent Iceland from erosion. So Iceland will disappear. However, if the hotspot and the rift are powerful enough to prevent the erosion of the island, only the non-active volcanic zone would disappear. There could be two islands.